What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel and to the first vlog. Super excited to get these out for you guys. Probably bi-weekly to start, but as I get used to recording and editing, hopefully weekly vlogs will be coming soon. I know a lot of you guys see my YouTube shorts and Instagram reels, but don't see a lot of my life or personality, so that's why I'm excited to start these vlogs. I'm going to take you guys along with me this weekend, show you what a weekend looks like, and I think this is going to be the start of something special. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. All those clips that I made at Orange Chicken went to waste because look at this. I burnt it on accident. So what happened was my fiance Gracie was coming home for her lunch break. I'm at her new apartment. She got moved in like 2 weeks ago, but I'm still getting used to the stove and the heat. It's a lot different than the one I'm used to at home. So I was done with the orange chicken, so I put the burner on low. Left it on the burner. I should have moved it over. But anyway, she came home and her door has two deadlocks or deadbolts. The top one doesn't have like a thing for her to open. She was at the door for like a minute trying to get in. So I went downstairs, let her in. By the time I came back, the chicken was burned. So all those clips went to waste. She ended up eating some of it because she felt bad, but I'm gonna have to wait to eat later because it's not much to eat here right now because this is brand new. So yeah. And it's so frustrating because orange chicken is like one of my specialties at making. I'm so good at making it. And Gracie was really hungry, so I feel bad. So I'm going to pick up the apartment a little bit, help her out. So a quick funny story about me is I actually grew up scared of dogs. I guess I was 2 and I was outside. My mom said a dog got out and trampled me. And I don't know how I remember that when I was 2, but I was scared of dogs up until I was like 13 or so. So it's crazy now because I'm actually a dog owner. My fiance has a dog. Let's go meet him. Meet Rory, everybody. So once we got the pictures up for the apartment, I let Rory out do his business. Then this is actually earlier in the day. Went to the dog shelter. Well, I guess the animal shelter. Met this dog, Tonks. She's super sweet. Been there about 3 months. Her owners just passed, so
cute, babe.
the family wasn't able to find anyone to take her. So if anyone's in Oklahoma, Stillwater area, want to give her a home, she's at the Humane Society. That would be amazing. She's a sweet dog. Then on Sunday we went bowling after church, and my brother bowled in the same 258 game. So I had to just throw in this clip right here. So let me give you guys a little story time about my year this year, 2025, and how crazy it's been. Okay, so it was February this year. I was in between jobs, and I get a call from somebody I met in college. And I'm not gonna name any names or companies or major details just for privacy reasons, but he gave me a phone call in February. Pretty much, he offered me a job. So he gives me a call, we catch up, just update each other on how life's been since we met back in college. And pretty much he gives me a lot of reasons why he thinks I would be a good fit for his team and pretty much work for him. So I was like, cool. So like, what's the details of the job? And the first thing he mentioned was, he's like, well, you have to move to Vegas. And my first thought was like, I don't know, because I just got into a relationship. I was gonna propose soon, and I was like, long distance would suck. So I was like, let me talk to my people. I'll talk to my girlfriend, my family, see what they think about it. He was like, cool. Think about it, pray about it. Don't rush. Like, get back to me whenever you can. So he's like, before you do that though, here's some more details about the job. So he goes on to list the perks of this job and benefits. He was like, well, you'll start off at like $150 a year. With bonuses, you'll make close to $250 a year. I'm giving you a house to live in for free, all bills paid for. Brand new truck to move equipment and stuff. All insurances, all these big things. So I was like, how do I pass this up? So I talked to my fiance and my family, and they're on board with it. So from February to May this year, we had a phone call at least 3 to 5 days a week, almost every other day for 3 months. And each of those calls, he gave me updates, told me more about the job, what I'd be doing, stuff like that. He also knew my situation when I was in between jobs, so he gave me opportunities to make money to hold me off until I started work. He also knew I was saving up money for my fiance's ring, so he helped me find ways to make money for that. So fast forward to April, was like beginning of April. He gives me a call. He's like, hey man, you're starting to work in about a month. Let me take you out to Vegas, show you where you'll be working, show you the house, get you set up at headquarters, all that stuff. And I was like, all right, cool. He's like, here are the dates, meet me here at this time, and we'll take you to Vegas. So keep in mind, the date that he told me that we go to Vegas is like 3 days before I was gonna propose to my girlfriend. So we had to get back middle of the week, and then on Friday I was gonna propose. So let's keep that in mind whenever I go forward. So now it's like the second week of April. A few days after, he gave me the phone call about the trip and whatever, he was gonna take me to Vegas. And it's about a week after that call, I haven't heard from him. So I was like, okay, this is pretty weird. We were talking every other day. I haven't heard from him in a week. So we're supposed to go to Vegas here in a couple of days. So I'm like, come on, bro, I need you to respond. So now my girlfriend and my family are getting sussed out. They're like, do you really trust this guy? Like, is he even gonna give you this job? From my point of view, I'm like, well, we've been talking on the phone every other day for like 3 months. I've met with him in person like 5 or 6 times between the 3 months. He's helped me make money before I start work. He even helped me get the ring for my girlfriend. So I'm like, yeah, I trust this guy. So now is the day I'm supposed to meet him at the airport and go to Vegas, but I still haven't heard from him in about a week. So my girlfriend's family, my family's like, just go to the airport, meet him where we told you to, see if it's like a test to see how bad you want the job, show up and see if he's there. So my dad takes me to the airport that morning, early, like 5 a.m., where we're supposed to go. And 10 minutes go by, nothing, he's not there. 30 minutes go by, no phone calls, nothing. And it's like an hour, and I'm like, dang, like, I don't think this is gonna happen. So after about an hour, me and my dad left, we went home. It was really tough on me because like for 3 months, I had this job promise. I had like this good salary, had all these plans for what I was gonna do. And obviously it was just like all that gone in a moment. Even from the beginning, whenever I was talking to this guy about the job, I was praying on it, prayed about it all the time. And things kept lining up where it was looking like it was gonna happen. So I'm like, okay, this is a God-sent opportunity. This guy's a Christian. He even mentioned that's why he wanted me to work on his team. So that's why I wrestled, and I was so hard on me because like I was like, God, you gave me this great opportunity, and now everything just fell through. So it was hard. And it was really hard at first. The first like 3 days after I realized the job was going to happen after the airport. That was for me enough confirmation from God. It wasn't meant to be. So like 3 days after, I really wrestled with God. I was like, throughout this whole process, I've been praying. Everything kept lining up like it was supposed to happen. And now it's all just gone. And keep in mind, I proposed like 4 or 5 days after this airport situation happened and realizing the job wasn't going to happen anymore. So I wouldn't say it was hard to propose, but it was hard knowing that I was going to go into marriage without a stable job. So that was probably the hardest part about it. But obviously I know God's going to work it out and everything will be fine. But yeah, it was a tough time. So after all that happened, I was like, okay, I got to find a job. I got to start saving up for the wedding and stuff. So I found a job. Didn't last very long. Long story short, it was a lot of lies and whatever. It didn't work out. But while I was at this job, I ended up getting a text from a childhood friend that was looking for extra help with his welding job. They needed a helper. So he reached out to me. He knew I was in between jobs. So he was like, hey man, you want to help me with my welding job? It's really good money and this will help you save money before the wedding. I was like, cool. So it's like beginning mid-June. He tells me the job's like mid-July. So I was like, okay, cool. And he said, I'll reach out to you like July 4th around that time and tell you any updates with the job. So I was like, okay. Just doing side work, just like DoorDashing, whatever, making extra money, just hold me off till I start the welding job. And then comes like early July 4th or so. And he's like, hey man, actually the job got pushed back to August. So I was like, dang, that's like another month where I don't really have any income. You know, I just got to figure it out until then. So now it's the end of July. I'm like, okay, cool. Like finally this job is going to happen. Like it's almost August. And I get a text and he's like, hey man, like the job fell through. It's not there anymore. And I was like, man, obviously it wasn't my friend's fault. Obviously things happen with jobs and stuff. It wasn't his fault. I'm not mad at him at all, but it's just like from February until like August, I've been promised jobs by people and they just didn't happen. It fell through. So that happened like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now it's like mid-August now today. I get married in November, so time is ticking. I don't have a lot of time left, but I'm applying at jobs and I'll probably get a day job and a night job to save up for what I need to before the wedding. Circumstances are unfortunate, but I know God's in control and his plans are better. Obviously making $250 a year in Vegas and making $8,000 a month welding would have been nice. But obviously it's not what God wanted for me. So now I'm just in a season where I'm figuring out work and just having faith through the uncertainty. Definitely the biggest thing I've learned this year is that you can have all the plans you want, but God is still going to do whatever he wants to do. With Vegas, I was like, with $250 a year, I can pay off all my debts in 1 year. I can travel, do all this and that. God's like, nope. With welding, I was like, well, I can pay off the honeymoon, her wedding band, and have some savings for after the wedding. And God was like, nah. So obviously that's not what God had for me, and that's okay. And to be completely honest, I'm actually glad I didn't go to Vegas because all my friends and family were like, it would have been cool if you went, but I'm glad you're staying. So I'm actually glad I'm staying. And I know, obviously, I don't have a job, but I know things will work out. And I'd say this is probably like top 2 like hardest things I've been through in my life, if I'll be completely honest. But I still have joy and peace about it. Yeah, I'm still human and I still have times where I doubt or stress, but overall, I still have joy and peace about it because that's something only the Lord could give me. That's the difference between happiness and joy. Happiness is circumstantial, joy is eternal. Which actually brings me to my next point. One scripture I've been heavy on this year is James 1, 2 through 4. It talks about having joy through the trials. Man, I've definitely been on this one. So the whole reason for me sharing this because 1, I want you guys to know about my life, what's going on. 2, I know someone else is going through this where opportunities have fell through. You've had closed doors recently. Don't know what the future holds. You kind of just going through life not knowing what's going to happen next. But I just want to let you know God's in control. He is working behind the scenes. His ways are higher. We might not understand it in the moment, but he knows what's best for us. Even the best plans we've had for our life, we can plan out our life step by step. That's not anywhere compared to what God has for us, so trust God. That's it for this week's video. I hope that I encouraged and spoke to someone today. Like, comment, subscribe. See y'all in the next one.